Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another retro recap. Really excited to bring you this game today. This Paperboy for the Game Boy, Nintendo Game Boy. And it was pretty tough game to beat on Retro Achievements, but well worth it. I had a lot of fun playing this game. It brought back a lot of memories of playing this on the original Game Boy. Obviously, I used an emulator for this one. But you have quite a high ratio on the achievements for this, so it's a pretty difficult game to take on. Just keep that in mind. But I will show you a ton of tips and tricks to get you through this. I don't think it's as bad once you know the little tricks that I can show you on this video. What I will do here is I will show you my epic high score run. I got 115,850. Currently it is topping the leaderboards over on Retro Achievements. So that is pretty high score to get, pretty difficult to get. It took me roughly around 20 hours to get that high score. So you will have to invest some time and practice into this game. It is kind of skill based, but most part also not too. It's kind of weird. I'll get to it in a minute. You will get better as you go in this game. It's definitely one of those games that you can get much better at as you go along, which is why I really like this set. The set was difficult, but it was also one of those sets that if you continue to play and you get better at the game, there's not really so much RNG involved, as you can get much better at the timing of your throws and playing the game to make you get a higher score every single time. I actually took this to the top by getting all of the high scores I could. Getting the least amount of throws on the leaderboard. The highest you can get is 7. I think that's the maximum, or like the lowest you can get as far as papers thrown throughout the whole week. And then there's also a speed run mode, which I will post at the end. I will have, I think, 4 different runs in this video. I'm just going to show you my overall high score run with commentary and kind of walk you through the things I'm going through for my high score run. But then I'm just going to let the other ones play out. I will timestamp below the achievements associated with those runs. One of them is, basically to not go below 5 newspapers in a run. Which that one is kind of hard to do. And then there was another one of getting 12 subscribers on the final day. That one took me a while to get, but once you get all those done, then I went on and I just did the speed run at the very end. If you want to go check that one out too, that'll be at the very end of this video. And that was kind of fun to just go through and just master every single. I truly feel like I mastered this game, and I'm about ready to let it go now after about 20 hours. I think the overall mastery took me about 14 hours, but it was a really fun game. I enjoyed it. It was a good set. I think probably the couple of things in the set were hard, but I think they're all doable. Like I said, you just got to really practice and get good at the game, which is what it is. The ratio is high for that reason. You got a ton of true points there that you can get from this because of the high ratio on it, but we'll go through all that in a minute. The overall game, if anybody didn't know, is Paperboy is a Nintendo Game Boy that is a port of the original arcade game that you played back in the day in the arcades, that had a handlebars that you use to control your bike. Basically, it was really cool back in the day. I remember playing that in the arcade and I was like, oh man, this is such a cool different take on a video game where you use the handlebars and you can floor it and speed up and speed down. You turn left and right with your handlebars, and it's an isometric view, so it's kind of like throws you off, but really cool. And you're delivering newspapers along a suburban street, and the goal is to deliver the papers to subscribers' houses while avoiding obstacles like cars, dogs, skateboarders, all sorts of hazards. There's a ton of hazards in this game that can easily kill you, which makes the game so difficult. You can also earn points by hitting targets like trash cans and windows and lights, but you want to hit all those things for non-subscribers to get the maximum points from that. On this run, I'll show you how I go about doing that. The game also has a obstacle course at the end that is going to give you additional points, but basically what you're going to try to do is maintain a subscriber count, get all your subscribers up. If you get a perfect score, you get an additional subscriber, and then you get to run the obstacle course for additional points, and you get through all 7 days. The game ends. That's the highest score you can get. It doesn't flip over. It doesn't go any further than that. You just get the maximum score. So let's go ahead and get started on this run here. You can see the Paperboy works for the Daily Sun, which is a fictional newspaper, and get this going. you can select 1 or 2 players, which is just alternates. Those are everything in white is your customers, and your non-customers are in the darker color, I mean gray, dark gray. So we start off on Monday. Right at the beginning here, I'm going to show you a tip that is really, really important. And it's kind of, I also got the mastery on the Nintendo version, the original Nintendo Entertainment System version 2. And there's kind of a trick with this that you need to know right off the bat. See my positioning right here? This is what you need to know. That's where you need to be in this game. Not on the street, not in the middle of the sidewalk, right on the edge of the grass and the sidewalk. Preferably with your tire just about right where it is, placed right there, with behind, you can see it's on the tail end of the sidewalk, and the front edge is right on the lawn there. Now that spot right there is the ideal spot for basically all obstacles. Reason being, skateboarders won't hit you there. You can move back and forth really quickly, and you want to stay within that wheelhouse, and I'll show you that more when we get going here at a faster pace. This first house, I'm actually throwing the first newspaper. You can see that I'm aiming for the porch. That's a really important mechanic right off the bat too, because you want to hit the porch and you want to also hit the mailbox. You want to hit both these things. Reason being is when you hit that porch, you're going to get 300. And then when you hit the mailbox like that perfectly, you're going to get another, I believe it's 700. Let me double check that. Yeah, 750. So by the end here, so right here, you can see I have 1,050 points right off the bat. So that's really important when you're going for any kind of high score run, or you're going for the 100,000 run. That is one of the achievements that you have to get, is the 100,000. So you have a stack of newspapers there. You have to replenish your newspapers as you go. You can see the 3 little dots in the middle. That is basically your life. You have overall, you have 4 lives total. Once those are gone, you're dead. And you failed, the game's over. So we're going to go ahead and grab that newspaper. We're going to do the same thing, hit those 2 things, get a bunch of points from that. Now, if you look here, this particular house, this took me probably, I want to say, at least 17 hours to realize. But I never really knew, like, I knew that I had new subscribers and stuff, and who was a subscriber, like, with the mailbox. But there can be these houses, too, that are considered your subscribers. And the way you know that is if you look at the mat. The mat right in the middle there, right above the sign, is gray. That means that house is a non-subscriber. So that means you can hit the windows on that and gain extra points, or like destroy anything that's in front of the house. If it is a subscriber, you're going to need to throw a newspaper at that house to make sure you get it, and that way you can get your perfect subscribers. Now you can see I'm just cruising along this. That tire's not going to hit me. You want it. Also, another tip right off the bat too, I want to get this out of the way. Speed. Go as fast as you possibly can. That's really, really important. I know there is an achievement for going slow. That's pretty easy to get. I won't go into that. It's pretty easy. You could probably do that on your own and figure it out on your own. But overall, this game, you have to be going full speed all the time. And the reason being is that there's going to be dogs chasing you down and skateboarders coming in quickly, and you have to get used to dodging back and forth very, very, very quickly and avoiding those. If you start slowing down, all those things tend to clump up a lot more, which make the game way more difficult. So it's actually easier if you go a lot faster. So here I'm going to do the same thing, hit those boxes. There's a doghouse there. We'll get to that in a minute. There's a skateboarder, didn't hit me. These light posts that are right there, right in front of me, you can hit those for additional points. Like I did there, give me some additional points. I think the points on that is, the lamps are 300 each, so it's definitely worth hitting those. You can hit those usually for subscribers because they're more on the street than they are in front of the house, and you can still get the points from those. So I usually hit those as much as I can. But you also want to conserve your newspapers as much as possible. Now here I'm going to the left to take. Usually, because you can see there, that's one of the things you want to do in this game, is do that right there. What I did is learn how to go around the lamppost too, because there was a big guy in a big wheel there, which people probably don't even know what big wheels are anymore. Anyways, there was a guy in a big wheel in the way, and you wanted to avoid him. But that positioning of going around that circle you got to get used to doing that. And once you get used to doing that, it makes the game infinitely easier, because you want to be doing that dodge basically mechanic all the time with certain houses, because you'll avoid a lot of stuff that way. Here, this is a non-subscriber, so I know I can hit the windows on here and get more points. There's another lamp hit there. You know, extra points there. Again, I could have thrown probably a newspaper at that window to get even more points. There's a construction guy. You're going to avoid him because you're just going to be staying in the same position. Make sure you're grabbing those newspapers when you can. Don't worry too much about that woman running out after you. You can usually hit the house, and as long as you're going full speed, like I said, you want to be going full speed all the time, so you can get used to that, and you don't have to worry about her at all if you're going full speed. Trash cans you can hit for points. Again, non-subscriber there. Break dancer right there. You're just gonna have to veer to the left, and then, like I said, you want to get used to veering to the left a little bit and then coming right back, repositioning you right back onto. So you can see how like I overshot that, and then I kind of reposition myself back onto the grass again. You have a little bit of pixel width there that you can be, you know, like 1 pixel over, but if I would have stayed in that position there, I would have hit those tombstones. So here I'm going to the left and just to kind of avoid things and going through again. I think I die here. No, I don't. So that's an important part right there. What you just saw is the dog. You want to, the dog, you have to go to the right, and then you have to throw a newspaper right at him right as soon as you pass him. It kind of knocks him out, so that way he won't follow you. But you need to have newspapers to be able to do that too. So you want to make sure you have enough newspapers to be able to do that. Again, stay to the left, and I avoid all those obstacles. And just like that, we're already done. The first day, we're sitting at about 1200, which is really good for first day. And then for these, you're going to hit, you get the smaller targets are going to get you 50 points, or no, they're going to give you 100 points. The bigger targets with the circles are going to give you 200 points. So it's definitely worth hitting the targets. There's people that just spam the hell out of their newspapers on this, but I've actually kind of like run out of newspapers doing that before. So I really try to line up my shots for this, and I got used to lining up my shots. I've done this so many times over the 20 hours that I played this game that I just learned to like time my shots perfectly and try to get them into the targets as much as possible. It's like a timing thing there. This is a double target here. You can actually hit both of these if you time it right. And then what I usually do is slow down a little bit here, because I wait for this ramp to come back over to the right side. And then again, you just hit the targets. And then here you can see me going way to the left. Now this is a new thing I kind of started to learn after, like, you know, all the hours that I put into this game, that you can jump basically way to the left and you can hit a ton of these targets if you time it right. This is where you want to kind of just spam a ton of your newspapers out and just try to get as many targets as you can. There, I just happen to get a ton of them. So that doesn't always happen because of the isometric view. It's kind of hard to see. At the end, you basically are just at some bleachers, and you can see you also get reward for time there. Really solid first day there, almost 17,300, or it is 17,300. So good day. Monday, it'll show you all your subscribers that you hit. I got a perfect Dell Ivory. There's a little space between the L and the I there, which is kind of annoying to me as a graphic designer, but you get a perfect delivery. You get a new subscriber, which is nice because those subscribers are going to give you extra points if you hit the porch, obviously, so, or the mailbox. So same thing again, rinse and repeat. We're going to stay in that same wheelhouse of that lawn and sidewalk, grab all the papers we can, and just keep trying to time everything correctly. Here I went the wrong way, saw the dog. Don't give up if you get hit or you crash. I really advise you just keep going, because this particular run, I think I died in like the first 3 boards, lost all my guys, and then the rest of the run I didn't lose a single guy. So you'll see that in a minute here. But even with that, this was like one of my best runs I've ever had. So always keep going, and always, because you're always practicing too, because the further you get, the more you're going to learn how to deal with all these things. There's a Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper, I've never had to deal with the Grim Reaper. I always just go around them. There's a couple times we'll be standing right in the sidewalk in a really bad position. That's the thing, is some of these obstacles can be just totally bad positioning, and you just get screwed any way you look at it. The big wheels tend to do that a lot, where they'll just be in an area where there's a tire a remote control car and a big wheel, and you just, there's literally like nothing you can do. You're just gonna hit it. So you're just gonna have to deal with that. That's just kind of RNG with that. Sometimes those big wheels, I never really have a problem with them. Also, these streets, another just quick tip about the street here is you'll have two of these guys going by in the go-karts. I've never had, I'm always going full speed, and I think I've only gotten, in 20 hours of gameplay, I've only hit these guys maybe once in the entire time. As long as you're going full speed and you're just cruising, you can kind of just avoid them. You know, obviously you can move to right or left to avoid them if you need to. Another break dancer there. Skateboarders, like I said, the skateboarders won't hit you as long as you're right in that area right there where I'm at. You don't have to worry about those two guys, or those guys, as much as you know, you wouldn't do normally. Stay in that area. I kind of just move back and forth and just kind of keep making sure I'm resetting always back to that same area, timing my shots right. Here I always go left, so especially on Tuesday, you want to start going, or you want to start going to the left, closer to the house on those, because there's usually a remote control car there or something. So I always just try to go to left and work my way inside. If it's a non-subscriber house like this right here, I see that it's a non-subscriber. A lot of times I'll go to the left and I will hit the window at the end there, just kind of time that like I did there. So just to get a little bit of extra points. Again, just cruise across this, and you're back into the obstacle training course again. This is a really good run for me, but it's not a perfect run by any means. It was one of my better runs, and I was happy to get this run to get that many points, but I could have even made this run even better. I could have less deaths. I could have, you'll see that I screw up on one of the training courses, so there's definitely points to be got that can even take you higher than 115,000. So I don't know if I hit any houses, hit all the houses here. I might have. Yeah, I got another perfect delivery there. And you're going to have to get basically perfect deliveries all the time with a lot of these houses, because you'll want the 12 subscribers at the end. And obviously, like I said, you get more points if you get more subscribers. What you can do, another little trick with the subscribers too, is I'll get that at the end, but you can get the subscriber and then you can hit their porch for points, and then you can also then hit their you know, windows for additional points afterwards. So like say you're on the last day, that basically you can double up on points like that. But really it's important to hit the porch. So here you can see that I'm to the right of that dog, and you can see where I'm throwing that newspaper, and I'm just going to hit him in the head, and you got to kind of get used to timing that. This is probably the most annoying part of the game are these damn dogs. Like, I don't know how many times I swore at these damn dogs. I was like, oh my God. Because they would just show up randomly sometimes, and there was one, I think it might even be this run, where I had like 3 dogs on one day. So that's usually you get like 2 is about normal, but I had like 3 on one. So I usually throw the newspaper there, hit them. You'll see on the speed runs that I'll post, you know, in this later on in this video, you can go look at those. I just go onto the street and just haul ass to get, you know, all the way down the street as far as possible, and then work my way back in, and then just try to get back into that same positioning again on the lawn and the sidewalk. So you can see I went to the left there to avoid that remote control. There was a white, you know, a white mat there, so I knew that was a subscriber. I knew that one was a non-subscriber, so that's why I hit his windows. Non-subscriber there. Could have thrown one at the window, but I didn't. Because at this point, I was probably just trying to stay alive. Make sure you grab all. You also get 50 points for grabbing newspapers, so that's a little bit of extra points there. Also, you want trash cans you can hit for points. Subscriber there. You want to make sure you're not hitting the windows if you need to go for the subscriber achievement. There, I died to another dog. It's going to be, get used to that. You can, you know, I've had some runs where I've literally not died once. I think I had one run where I didn't die once and I got like 108,000, but I wanted to get the high score on this, so I just kept going. Again, just time all your shots on these. I really enjoy the music in this game. I think the music's great. I kind of miss the voice acting or the audio. He used to say stuff like "that's rad" or something like that in the original game. I kind of miss that, but overall, the sound quality for this game is really, really good. Visuals are pretty good too, actually, and it plays really well. There's a couple of parts where it slows down a little bit. I noticed, especially because you're going full speed and there's a lot of sprites on the screen, it'll slow down quite a bit. So we've had 3 days, 3 perfect deliveries, pretty solid start there. I knew I'd already lost a couple guys, but I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna keep going here because I got 50,000 on the 4th board, which is pretty good. There I missed, you know, the mailbox. So that's the really hard one there, where you have a worker, a break dancer, and a dog all at once. See, there's another dog there. So that was the one time in the game where you can see that I had a dog and a skateboarder coming at me at the same time, and you want to be going as fast as possible. So here's a situation where, you know, I should have gone left, but you want to when you have the dog and the skateboarder, that's why you want to be going super fast, because you can see I went to the right and then immediately turned to the left to go back to my like safe position, and that made me miss the skateboarder. So that's really important. So that was, I think, my last guy. So now it's just, I was like, oh, well, I'm just gonna keep going and hope I don't die for the rest of this run. If not, if I do die, then oh well, I had a good run. Subscriber there because of the white mat. You can see I'm a little bit to the left on the lawn there, and I just kind of reposition myself with the back tire on the thing. You'll get used to that the more you do it. Grim Reaper, that's, you know, just keep going to the left. Like I said, you're gonna have to learn to go to the left and throw at the same time. Just stay off the street. No reason to go on the street. There's a tornado on the street, there's potholes on the street, there's cars on the street, ton of stuff on there that you just don't want to deal with. I think this is the training course. I completely botched it. I like took the jump or something. It's like, oh great, I'm having a great run. Maybe it's the next one. Yeah, it's the next one. I think I got them all on this too. Maybe. Nope, had one canceled there. So just missed the porch. Some of the porches are hard to hit, especially on. There's one particular house. This porch is kind of hard to hit. I usually throw 2 newspapers now at that one. Maybe might be able to stop it and see the one I'm talking about. So it's this one right here. This porch can be kind of hard to hit. I usually try to throw a little bit late past the sign. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. That one wasn't a subscriber, so I didn't bother. I just hit a window there. So I hit a dog. Work your way inside. Like, and you'll get used to knowing that what's a subscriber and what's not a subscriber by looking at the mat. Like I said, that took me 14 hours to realize that. It doesn't say anything about it in the instruction manual. And I was like, everything's in black and white anyway, so it was just like confusing to me. So just look at the mat. I know it's a stupid thing, but you know, it is what it is. At least I figured it out finally. Again, just trying to hit every porch, every mailbox as much as possible, and then every window from non-subscribers. Missed the newspapers there, which kind of sucks, so that could have been nice to have because I could have hit that like lamppost. That was a pretty tight squeeze there between the big wheel and the tire. Still managed to get by it though. A lot of times you can't squeeze right by them if you're in the right positioning. There, you get used to like know where the dog is kind of too, and you can go to the I go to the right immediately and then go immediately back to the left. Like you get used to doing that. After you've died like 1,000 times and reset like 1,000 times. So I'm like, this run's going awesome. All excited, and then it's one of these I screw up on. I think it's this one. No, it was the next one. Nah, yeah, it is the next one. I know it is the next one actually. If I would have hit that, I screw up on the next training course, and if I would have hit that training course, man, I would have been like probably over 120,000, which would have been insane. But I will include my like 12 subscriber run. This was actually later, so I'm actually better on this run than those other runs. So if you see stuff and you're like, oh, he didn't do this on that run or whatever, I was just going for the achievement, and it was earlier. This was like my last run that I did. After this run, I did the speed run, which I'll put at the very, very end, so you can see that. But that was my very last run, was a speed run, and then I'm like, all right, I'm officially done with this game. I feel like I've officially mastered it. Also, like, this was a really good set. You know, it was hard, but it was really good, and really fun to master this one. I remember getting this game and having it and getting it like the day I got it, and I put it into my Game Boy and started playing it, and I was like, this is impossible. Like, I thought it was like the hardest game ever. I mean, I tried so hard to play it, and to come back now and just completely master it is just awesome. It was just a really good feeling to do. At this point, I know I'm in good shape. Like, if you're going for the 100K run, you know, this is Saturday. This is to have 96,000 and hit the training area. This is where I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get like 100,000 on Saturday before this, you know, before I even go into Sunday. That's pretty insane. And I'm like, oh yeah, doing great. And then that, I just like, I don't know if my hand slipped on the D-pad or what. I just went all the way to the right and just completely crashed. Also, good thing to note there is if you crash on the training obstacle course, you don't lose a guy. You just restart basically. So a lot of, for the speed run, you'll see me, I'll just crash into the curb once it switches over to the obstacle course. That'll reduce all your time. Here one day, and we're on Sunday. I'm super pissed at this point. I'm like, god damn it, I'm definitely gonna screw up now because I have no guys, and you know, about to break 100,000 here, and I just somehow I just pulled this out of the hat, man. Got it done. Spoiler alert. There you can see I hit the subscription and I hit the windows. So at this point, I'm just going for mad score at this. I'm like, if I'm going all in, I'm gonna hit it many damn things as I can. You know, run out of papers if you have to at this point, because you want to get as many points from hitting stuff. Subscribers, you want to hit the subscribers first and then hit the windows at this point. It doesn't even matter. Could have hit a mailbox there and got more points, but I didn't. All right, hit a couple more windows, another lamppost. Like, Sunday's the day to put hit all your things you can. I'm at 109 now, 110. I was like, oh man, this could be epic if I get to the end. And then here I'm like, oh my god, I actually made it. 110,000. I was trying to beat 109 because that was the current high score on RetroAchievements. So I was like, I wanted to be at least 109. Now I'm just going for even higher score because I'm just like, I want to get as high as I can. And I was really focused on this training course because I'm like, yeah, I screwed up on the last one, so I want to try to get as many points here. And there we have it. So 115,850 total. Really, really fun game. Had an awesome time with this. You can see, like I said, the other achievements will be after this. So it'll probably just start off going right into that. I was recording this for actually Twin Galaxies to throw up a emulated high score on there. You can see all my submissions there for rank 1. And I just kind of entered my name in here at the end too, I think. The only time I ever entered my name in this game, because it resets every time anyways. But yeah, I'm over on Twin Galaxies. I just started getting over there and submitting some of these scores for that, because I figured, you know, doesn't hurt to have these scores up on video, and also these gameplay videos. I try to put these up for you guys so you can just like see them. I know some of them are RNG involved, and I'll get more into that in a bit. There, I'm just taking a screenshot of my overall score for submission and stuff. But this next one, I think, is might be the one where it's just you got to get. I think this is the one where you got to get the less than 5 or more than 5 newspapers the whole time. But I'm going to go ahead and let all these play out. And like I said, I will timestamp these below. And so you guys can see all the different achievements and just kind of watch how they're done. I always find that helpful to have guys like this up so you can be like, hey, oh, that's how you do it. Okay. And then you can learn the little tips and tricks in case I missed something or forgot to talk about something in this video. But overall, like I said, stay on the lawn and the sidewalk and just make sure you're hitting all your throws the best you can, kind of timing, and full throttle. I would say those are the top 3 things to do if you want to get a mastery in this game. I hope you guys enjoy the videos and stay and watch them and let them play out. It always helps with view time and stuff on my channel. But if not, that's cool too. You can just jump ahead and check out all the other stuff. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. Good luck on your masteries. Hope you get them and your high scores. See you guys later. Just one more quick note I forgot to mention here. I'm just, while we're going through here, while I'm watching the video too, is that you do need to score 50,000 on this achievement to get the achievement done, in addition to have, you know, more than 5 newspapers at a time. So if you see me going for points here, it's to get that ramped up to 50,000. I would suggest trying to get, you know, throw out a couple to get subscribers, but also you can do the training courses. The training courses will get you a lot of extra points. So as long as you do the training courses and get that done, you should have plenty of points to get to 50,000 on that. Just kind of make sure you keep an eye on having 5 newspapers to go. Okay, enjoy the video. Just wanted to mention that. Okay, back again. Just recap that. I also got the survival on Sunday and a couple other achievements there. But this next one, so for this next achievement coming up here, I believe it's getting 12 subscribers within Sunday. So I'm gonna post that whole run here and we'll get that started. The thing to keep in mind here is that you really want to make sure you're getting the subscribers. Keep an eye on those mats on the front of houses. I don't even know if I knew that on this run, but that's a really important tip for this, to make sure you're hitting all your subscribers as much as possible so you can get all those perfect deliveries and then get those extra subscribers going into Sunday. Obviously, you have to stay alive too, which is, you know, kind of hard to do. This was probably I think this was the last achievement I got for the mastery. Found it the most difficult just because you have to get those perfect deliveries. Now, I don't think I'd have as much problem with it because I know that those mats being white would give me a subscriber. So good luck to you, and I'll let this video play out. Enjoy it. Also, another just quick note I want to throw in here: if you do see me dying at the end there before going into obstacle course, it was because I was just going for this achievement specifically, not score or anything else. So I was just killing myself to avoid the time it takes to go through the obstacle course. Just want to let you know. Peace out. Okay, this is gonna be the final run of the video. This one is just a bonus speed run I did after I'd mastered all the other achievements and got this game done. I decided to go for the leaderboard for hitting what basically only throw 7 newspapers for the whole run. It's a conservative one, and you know, you only have to throw 7. You throw 1 at the first one, and then you just basically haul balls for the rest of the run here. This is also good for speedrunners if they want to. I don't claim to be a speedrunner or anything. I just was going as fast as I possibly could through this whole entire run, using my dodges as much as possible, but you don't have to worry about hitting anything and getting any extra points. All you have to do is hit that first house. You can leave all the other houses alone, and then at the end, I'll show you here at the very end of it, you're going to want to like tail off to the right and hit the right curb, because I believe you can gain a second or two on that by killing yourself. You don't want to do the obstacle course because that'll obviously eat into your time. I guess they added the speedrunning leaderboard later, after some of the other people had already mastered the game. I think I was like the 4th overall mastery for this on Retro Achievements, but I'm sure that number will go up after this guide. Hopefully you guys will get it done, and you can get some speedrun numbers up there. I could see a couple areas where I cut some time. I'm not going to go for any more speedruns. I've had enough this game, and I'm looking to move on. So enjoy the rest of the gameplay and this final run, and I really appreciate you guys watching and hanging out and staying and watching if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.